the equivalent of self-awareness because it is the test for whether or not when you do die, you will in fact be able to steer the magnetism. When you die, you're going to lose about 4 to 10 ounces of weight at that instant. And there will be a magnetic field that has been compressed through the speed of light at the center of your DNA. And the ability to navigate that field, called having a soul, is very simple physics. No religion required. It's simple physics, and it's pure principle, and it's a compression device. And it is the make or break moment for a biological structure. And so at that moment, all the gizmos you bought all your lifetime are not going to help you unless you learn to make your own inner fire. That's one little generalized comment. So I was telling you a little bit about the stories of me, and we got sidetracked delightfully. We were up to our ass in alligators when we remembered our initial intention was to drain the swamp. So after college, I went to be a systems analyst with IBM, where I worked in Detroit, Chicago, and Poughkeepsie. And then a teacher at the IBM training school in Chicago was a Gurdjieff aficionado. And one thing led to the next, and I quit IBM, which is a very un-American thing to do. My mother assumed I went off the deep end and lost it. And I went to, as she put it, study to be a guru in the Gurdjieff School in West Virginia, a place called Claymont.org. And it's a place where we learned the sacred gymnastic at bliss dance, and we learned the meditations, etc., and the movement and the diet. And I began to have my first intense Kundalini experiences. After that, I had Kundalini experiences which became intense, more and more, you could almost say life-threatening Kundalini, lightening up the tailbone kind of stuff. And fortunately at that time, rather than be diagnosed schizophrenic, which is the American medical way of handling Kundalini, I was fortunate enough to be adopted by Ben Bentoff, the biomedical engineer we talked about, who wrote Stalking the Wild Pendulum, who later called me his guardian angel. And I was adopted by Lee Sanella, MD, the doctor who wrote the book on the medical aspects of Kundalini. That, plus my background in psychophysiology, I realized there was an alternative to be called insane, which was to understand the biological, magnetic nature of human bliss. Subsequently, I traveled